I do not ask how you are, for I know you are all perfect. And what I mean by this idea is simply that in any given moment, you are a perfect reflection of who you are. Even if you do create the scenario that you are not being yourself, you are a most perfect reflection of that idea also. Therefore, allow us to begin this interaction this evening of your time with the following entitlement, if you wish. That being relative realities. For in a very real sense do understand that each and every focus within a reality, each and every honing in any chosen experiential reality, does in fact only encompass a small portion of the overall spectrum of all realities. And therefore, there are certain, shall we say, qualities within a given reality in that a focus within any reality will be somewhat narrow. And within and from within a given reality, only, shall we say, the center, colloquially speaking, of the bandwidth of that reality seems most solid, seems most real. And as you do deviate from, shall we say, the center point of any given reality, your perception of realities that do again diverge from the center point of the one that you are experiencing have a tendency to seem most ethereal, most ghost-like, most, in a sense, speaking about the nighttime dream, dream-like. Your reality is focused in such a way where you do grant most of your validity in your ability to grant validity to any portion of your reality, to the solid, to the physical. You do perceive what you do call your sleeping dream reality, your imagination reality, as ghost-like, ephemeral, ethereal, if you will. And therefore it seems to have, again, within your created focus, less substance. Within our reality, this is not so. Our, shall we say, solidity lies within being centered toward those ideas. Imagination reality, our sleeping reality, and our waking dream reality are one melded reality. When we do view your idea of reality, being that you grant most of, again, the validity to the material, the solid aspects, to us, that does seem most ghost-like, most dream-like. Therefore, in order for us to communicate, and in a sense, shall we say, the idea is to perceive each other in a face-to-face manner, we must have middle ground. We have described to you many times that upon instituting, implementing the ideas of which we speak to you, you do begin to change your vibration, and in a sense, shall we say, accelerate that vibration to a point that will allow you to meet us on common ground. Therefore, we will give you one other continued, shall we say, pointer to facilitate your creating of your reality at a more accelerated level. In a sense, you have heard some of these ideas before, but again, each and every time we do present a concept to you, it is anew and can be viewed as such, because you are never the person you were but a moment ago. You are always recreating yourself in each and every given moment. Therefore, the idea will simply be this: by granting validity to your imagination as a real reality, not, shall we say, a fabricated part of this real reality that you are experiencing, but as real a reality, by granting validity to your imagination reality and your sleeping dream reality, you do swing the center point of your focus much more toward the idea of our perspective. In a sense, you then very literally rarefy yourself to a greater degree. That does allow us to have that middle ground. For that swings you into the part of our reality that seems less ghost-like to us. We do have the ability, as we have shared from time to time, to, through our technological advances, densify our vibration to meet you. But shall we say this can be a bit uncomfortable for us. And therefore, by allowing you to meet us halfway, we can find the most comfortable ground in order to participate in interactions of a face-to-face nature with you. So again, that idea of validation seems to crop up within our discussions, for it has many far-reaching advantages. And by learning to validate, you can validate anything within your reality. So, the focus of the speaking of this evening will be to point yourself toward beginning to realize that your imagination is real. Your sleeping dream reality is real. And simply by acting as though it is real, allowing it to give you information that is useful and not just fantasy, you raise your vibration. Because by acting that way, you raise your vibration in the manner we have spoken. And this allows us again to find middle ground. Therefore, pay special attention to your night dreams from this point forward. And you will find by validating what you bring back, not simply analyzing them as aspects of your personality, or shall we say, meanderings of your subconscious mind, you will allow yourself to glean ideas that will become useful in your waking dream reality, usable in your waking dream reality. Many times within your society, there is a concern expressed by many of you about the idea of remembering your dreams. That is not the idea of which we speak. For as you do act within the idea of your excitement on a day-to-day, moment-to-moment level, any ideas that have been imparted to you within the sleeping dream reality will reveal themselves within the waking dream reality. But the idea is, again, one of your explorations of the way you have created your particular focus is timing. Therefore, validate your timing. Trust in your timing. If something is not coming as quick as you would like, trust that idea. Trust that it is not the most beneficial timing. For you create perfect timing. Even if you create, shall we say, aggravation and upset about that perfect timing, it is still perfect. And by granting yourself the ability to realize it is perfect, you can skip those steps of self-aggravation. Therefore, again, this also applies to your day-to-day reality. You will always have full abundance. What you need when you need it. You will also always have what you want. But the idea is you may not want to place the idea of having what you want when you want it. That is not trusting in timing. That is demanding that a reality must come in a particular way. A very rigidizing process, which very much and very many times is the reason for it being pushed further ahead. That concentration. Therefore, relax. Allow your timing to become apparent. Allow yourself to recognize when something doesn't come when you want it, that it is your perfect creation of your timing. And remember again this idea. You get, if you will allow yourself to create this reality, anything you want. Simply not always when you feel within the limited spectrum of your focus that you must have it. But every time, invariably, you will find when it comes, it is far more, shall we say, perfect seeming than it would have been when you wanted it. You will not be disappointed. One other idea about timing: very often the things that you feel you do want now, you are not, shall we say, ready for in the way you create processes in needing to be ready and have certain background for these ideas. So simply recognize if it is not coming, there are certain things that will happen prior as you create time that will enable you to enjoy that thing you want most fully. That will enable you to have that thing that you want and be perfectly prepared to enjoy it most fully. Even if you cannot picture this now, it is so. And simply impatience, or the idea of impatience, is not living in the now, is not focusing on the fact that the now is bringing you what you want now that you realize, and again, this is key, that you deserve anything you want. Prior to that notion, you held many things away from yourself because you did not feel you deserved it. You now know better. And you can trust in your timing because you do deserve it. And it will come if you allow it. Do not block its coming or push away its coming to a later date by insisting it must come now. What is available to you now is what is perfect to be available to you now. Look at that. That is why it is there. That is trusting in your timing, trusting in your creatorhood. As you have created yourself to have levels, recognize and realize on some level you do know what you're doing. Therefore, we, in appreciation for allowing us to drink from the crucible of your consciousness, all that you are, allowing us to share and blend our ideas with your ideas, which create a third entity, a third idea, far more, shall we say, synergistic than either separate idea, the whole being more than the sum total of the parts, is an expression in your society. I ask you now, how may I be of service to you within perfect timing? Shedding